This is Emily Fang. She's a doctor, been working in obstetrics and gynecology with a focus on women's health. Have I got that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Part of our 915 congregation. Can you make her feel very welcome?
Thank you.
It's wonderful that within our church family, we've got lots of people who think biblically and are experts in their field, and it's great to have you with us.
Thank you.
Good to have you. We're going to try to get to as many questions as we can. First one up is thoughts on freezing eggs if the body clock is running out, or should I be trusting God more with timing?
Do you have thoughts on that?
Yeah, great question. I think I would take a step back and say we should be trusting God with everything. And when you step into the medical space or the technological space, that does not or should not take away from that. So I think in your head, if the decision is, do I freeze my eggs or trust in God, then trust in God. But if in your head you can think, I will trust in God and freeze my eggs, then yes, I think it's a good medical treatment. But also, happy to talk to you about it afterwards, but also it's not a solution. It does not guarantee future fertility.
Yeah, because that isn't a human life. It really is just a clump of cells.
I can't remember the statistics off the top of my head, but I think it's like maybe for every 20 eggs equates to one live birth.
Yeah, okay, wow.
So, because you still then probably have to go through IVF, so there's an attrition rate at every step.
Can you maybe also share, because it feels like society is telling women that you got plenty of time.
Yeah, you do not have plenty of time.
Yeah.
That is not true. So the person...
And technology is the solution to all your problems.
Yeah, and so solution cannot fix that. So IVF... I'm not an IVF specialist. There are Christians who are fertility specialists. So again, happy to recommend you people to talk to. But the success rate of IVF significantly drops with age, with maternal age. So it's not, I will freeze my eggs or my embryos and, when I'm 45, I'll have a baby and be like Serena Williams or whoever it is. Possible, but yeah, it is not, there's no guarantee there.
Yeah. And praise God if that's possible, and happens.
Praise God if you're gifted with a baby, either through IVF or spontaneous at 45, which also can still happen if you haven't been through
my
menopause.
concern on this is more that we're lying to women and saying you can have it all, you can have your career, freeze your eggs, go it later. And so I'm not trying to put pressure on anyone who would love kids, but I think our society's lying to you, isn't it? And if you want kids, then marriage and kids, there is an age which God's designed us for that. And many of us are at the upper end of that age, and there's real grief, which you've been unprepared for because society's been lying to you. And so I think we need to pay attention to the science and listen and not hear the messages that you can have everything. It's very hard to fall pregnant. Yeah.
It's very hard to fall pregnant.
You're a
after
geriatric
45.
mother at what age?
We no longer use that term.
Oh, okay.
we haven't used it for a long time, but it seems to be everywhere. So the technical term is advanced maternal age after 35, which
That's not even old.
Look, I work in the East, so most of our first-time mothers are close to 35.
Yeah.
But it's not just fertility, right? So all of your risks in pregnancy and delivery and postpartum health increase with age.
Yeah.
So it's a whole bundle of things.
Now, all of this raises a whole bunch of anxieties for some of us in the room who are single and would love kids. And I'm very aware of that. And I was tempted, do I say this, do I not? But I think we need to know the truth about these things and hear the warning. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Next question, thoughts on abortion when mother's health is at risk?
So similar to the distinction I made in euthanasia, that euthanasia is not allowing the disease to take its course. There's a similar distinction that needs to be made on this. Do you want to make that?
Yeah, so look, I guess the difficulty here is that there is a spectrum, but yes, if the mum's life is at risk, then if you lose mum, you will lose that baby, right? After 22 to 23 weeks is what we consider viability at the moment. That will continue to reduce, but before that age, if you lose mum, you'll definitely lose baby. So yes, when the mum is at risk, then I will perform termination. Now, I guess the tricky thing then is it's a sliding scale, right? So when we change the criminal code, I can't remember the year now, but the old criminal code had termination as a crime, and then there was a caveat of life-threatening to mum. And I guess over time what happened, I mean, now it's all legal, but over time what happened was that box of what is life-threatening to mum becomes pushed. And that is difficult. And I'm still involved in situations where I say, God help me, let me know what, my blanket line is I don't perform terminations. I consult with patients, and I think as followers of Jesus, we should be there to listen and to counsel people, and I give them their options, their legal options, but I don't personally consent, perform, administer medications. But sometimes there are really, really difficult situations, and I have to, if I don't have time to think about it, then my default position is no, I'm not going to be involved. If I have time to think about it, then I just say, God help me. And let me do what is according to my conscience.
Yeah, the theological category here is that not all killing is unlawful. So killing in the case of self-defense it does not break the sixth commandment, right? And we would categorize this under the category of self-defense. What is the intention of this act? Is it to kill or is it to save? And that does impact how we view,
Thanks. Next one is that, can you comment on when a single female might use a donor sperm to have a child?
Yeah, well, like I said, we need to pay attention to, so you got the person body split, and what I'm trying to argue there is that we live in the split where we say, no, the person can choose whatever they want, and sorry, I wasn't waving at you guys, and the body is just raw material, we can do with it whatever we want. Whereas the Christian view is to see, no, we are designed by God as biological wholes. What are we designed for? Children are designed to be the outcome of a husband and wife uniting sexually and welcoming that child into their loving family. That's who childhood should go to. So when a single female might use, I think you're going against God's design to bundle marriage, sex, family together. However, that said, I think it's possible to explore the ethics of fostering, and so later in life, that fostering, although by receiving a child, you're receiving them into a family where they don't have a father and a mother to take care of them, but fostering is an emergency action. You're trying to retrieve some good out of a bad situation. So I can conceive of fostering that single people in our church who have love to give definitely should consider that. And I haven't worked out my own position on this, but I'm teasing out the possibility of single people adopting unwanted embryos as well. That there is a retrieval in that moment of a real human being about to be discarded, and although you're bringing that embryo into the world fragmented from God's purpose of sex, male-female parenting, and child family, but you're trying to retrieve something good out of that. So I don't fully know where I stand on embryo adoption for single people, but that's possible as well.
Okay.
Do you have thoughts on that?
I mean, I think if I was sitting with you, I just would be wanting to know why, like what, I guess, yeah, it comes down to that we want Jesus to be our joy and our goal. So I think if that is your desire, it would be a good thing to sit with God for a long, long time and really dig into why you want to pursue that, yeah.
Great. I wish we had more time for questions, and there's already a lot here that seem really sincere and really important questions, but I think what we can do is we can wrap here, and if your question hasn't been answered, please don't just let it go. You can definitely come up and ask after. That's why we have.
Will you be here after, or you got to nick off?
Yeah, we heard there's food, so yes, we will
Yes,
stay.
that is also a reason why there are rice paper rolls and